The case for keeping. Why does the idea of stashing cash need a pitch? It's a simple notion, yet many resist. Across countless paychecks, a pattern emerges. Some hold tight, others claim they can't, and a few ask why bother. This speaks to those last two camps, where the real riddle lies. The power of what stays. Here's a truth so plain, it's often overlooked. Growing wealth isn't tied to how much flows in, or how deftly the markets are played. It hinges on what doesn't slip away. Wealth isn't a gleaming prize. It's the scraps not tossed after the feast. Piling it up doesn't demand a windfall income, but it crumbles without the habit of keeping. Which holds the reins? Consider a lesson from the 1980s, when the world gripped its brow over water. Droughts gnawed, cities guzzled, wells shrank faster than a spilled drop on pavement. Numbers painted doom, populations swelling, taps gushing, reservoirs fading. Yet disaster never landed. New springs were tapped, sure, but the quiet champion was efficiency. Smarter pipes, low-flow showers, and machines that sip instead of gulp turned the tide. Today, a household uses 40% less water per person than in 1980. An old dishwasher from 1990 swallowed 20 gallons a load. A 2023 model takes under 3. Global water use per capita has flatlined, even as economies balloon. The trick? Not more water, but more from each drop. Conservation trumped discovery every time. Money mirrors this. Chasing a hot investment might swell the pot, but will the market oblige? Will the next year bow to yesterday's plan? That's a dice roll in fog. Trimming waste, spending less, keeping more, is a lever pulled by choice, not chance. It's unglamorous, certain, and timeless. Reframing the climb if wealth feels like it demands a fatter paycheck or a golden stock pick. The hill looms steep and slick, like betting on endless rain to fill dry wells. But shift the lens. It's about sculpting what's already in hand, chiseling excess, polishing what remains. Suddenly the path glows clear. Finding new streams is a gamble. Drilling blind in a desert with shaky odds. Tightening the faucet? That's a win locked in, no map required. Wealth shines brightest when needs dim. Picture two identical stashes. One grows at 15% through wizardry, the other at 10% with humbler moves. But the second runs lean, thriving on half the fuel. While one appetite balloons, the other cruises light. Which wins? The leaner stash stretches further, outpacing flashier gains. Train the knack for less, and the gap between what's held and what's craved widens. No raise needed. Every dollar punches harder when overhead shrinks. The quiet edge Wall Street titans grind 90-hour weeks, chasing a 0.2% portfolio nudge amid charts and caffeine. Yet 5% leaks through impulse buys and status trinkets, gaps ripe to plug with less sweat. Tiny gains are a treadmill. Sealing big leaks is a launch pad. Fat bonuses and blockbuster returns dazzle when they hit, but the world fixates on fireworks while the gold mine of living lighter sits ignored. That's the edge. Past the basics, shelter, food, a warm coat, lies a sweet spot. Enough for comfort, a splash of joy, a spark of wonder. Beyond, it's plumage. Spending big to flaunt a stack isn't wealth. It's pride waving a wallet. Flip that. The sharpest way to build isn't jacking up income. It's dialing down swagger. Savings mark the stretch between strut and stash. Plenty of decent earners scrape by, tangled in a tug-of-war with the urge to match every neighbor's gleam. Those who master money long-term often shrug off the crowd's applause. The shield and the spark no grand blueprint is needed to save. Some aim for a cabin, a ride, or a porch rocker, worthy targets. But savings don't demand a finish line. Stashing for its own sake holds weight. Banking on one prize assumes a world that plays fair. This one loves a twist. A quiet pile becomes a shield when life hurls curveballs. A job dips, a roof leaks, the unexpected lands. Then there's the unseen payoff. Money buys the obvious. Shoes, trips, a chatty fridge. But the invisible? That's the heavyweight. Savings without a target grant freedom. To pause, to pivot, to leap when the moment ripens. Each dollar tucked away claws back a slice of tomorrow. Time to breathe, rethink, or sit still. What's the worth of a fund that lets a soul-crushing gig fade, a dream take root, or a night pass without dread. It defies tallying. Too vast to price, too vague to chart. A modest stash might earn zilch in interest, yet deliver a windfall. In options, a pay cut for passion, a bargain seized when panic sells. The new stakes that freedom gleams in today's arena. A century ago, rivals were local, next-door talent, neighborhood stakes. Now the map's flat. A coder in Kansas spars with a whiz in Warsaw, a teacher in Tampa with a guru in Taipei. Skills are global. Pretty smart drowns in a sea of brighter minds. Cleverness alone won't save the day. Too many aces stack the deck. Bendability does. With room to maneuver, time opens. To snag the right gig, scoop a deal, or master a new trick when the old fades. In a world where smarts abound, the ability to shift stands rare and carves the wedge. The real money control over clock and choices, that's the new currency. It's within reach for all. A universal grab. Want less? Keep more. Shrug off. The spotlight and the stash grows. Money's less about spreadsheets and more about headspace. A wild twist to ponder. Overthinking it? That's a trap for another day.